So this year would be our 8th Christmas without a baby, and Christmas has always been a really tough time of year because I love it so much. And it's a marker of time, and it's like, damn it, we didn't have the baby this year. Nothing happens. Like, it's passing time, and I'm aging, and that's not a good thing in the clinics. It's and I'm actually due on Christmas Day, which feels like such a gift. I know, right?
Tanya Hennessy, welcome to No Filter.
Oh, my God. This is a good podcast for me because I was not born with a filter. It gets me into trouble sometimes.
No, it's perfect for you. But let me welcome you by saying this. Hello, Mama.
Oh, girl, don't. I'm so emotional, but I can't cry. Figure that one out.
Oh, are you just
You might get me
chock-a-block?
today, though. Yes, I think the process of IVF and loss has made it really difficult to connect to myself. And I can't cry. It's so weird. It's so bizarre.
Do you
Drives me up the wall.
Because you have spoken very openly about the 7 years of fertility treatments and loss, as you said, and you've had endo, you've been really lucky.
Oh, my God, how much money can I spend on this unborn child? I know, almost 120 grand, which is like outrageous. I don't have a house and I don't have much savings because I've made some fertility choices. But yeah, like I really think that if I hadn't have gone through all of this nonsense with fertility, maybe I'd be connected slightly more. I'm a little bit worried about it, Kate, to be honest, because I'm worried that this baby's going to come out and I'm going to be dissociative with it because it's like I also have an anterior placenta, so I can't feel them kicking.
What does that mean? I don't know much of biology, though I've had 4 children.
No.
Anterior placenta, so anterior outside something?
It's on the front. So I can't feel the kicks, so it's at the front. So it basically
where would it normally be?
You can have it at the back or the side.
Oh, okay. All right.
Front is where they kick, and you can't feel anything. So I'm like, I also just look a bit chubby, which is fine, but I've been this size before. So like, I'm like, are you there? Are you there?
Yeah, right. You haven't had that moment yet where you've kind of popped and you go, I look to the world like a pregnant lady.
Yes. And even the scans, I reckon my brain can't quite understand that that's in me because it looks like a film or something. Everyone has this scan, but I've never had the scan where you see the baby, right? Ever. I've always just had empty scans. And so my brain can't compute that that's in me. And I am in therapy.
It's really working.
Really normal.
It's really working.
Yes. I'll be honest, my therapist is like, saw you on the cover of that Body and Soul. I'm like, girl, are you therapizing or are you just a fan?
That was a great cover, by the way.
Yeah, and that was so scary, Kate. Like oh God. Oh, but I did it.
Well, everything that you've done is sort of scary, including if you decide that you want to have a baby and then you find out that you can't or that the path is going to be littered with so many obstacles. That is really scary. Looking into the abyss of that is scary, and particularly for women because we're so conscious of the concept of time and being on borrowed time.
Especially in this industry, I think you do find that as well, like my whole life. And I don't know about you, but, I used to wanted to be an actor, particularly back in the day, and it was very much like—
Oh, so did I.
Really? Yeah. You have to 40. You have to 40. You have to – and 40 felt like this cut-off deadline. You couldn't act anymore. You couldn't do anything. You were invisible at 40. And at 39, being pregnant feels it's the weirdest thing. I'm on the precipice. My birthday will be 3 weeks before my 40th birthday, 3 weeks before I give birth. It's like that's bizarre. So I'm like turning 40 and having this turn of life at the same time as giving life. And my brain is like, blah, 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 blah. But I'm really excited at the same time, but terrified, which I think is kind of interesting.
Because when we were setting up the tech here, I was just watching you and you were so still and composed And I thought, it's another nuance of Tanya Hennessy.
Oh, the stillness?
Yeah. How do you feel different? Okay. There's so many things I want to discuss with you. First, let's go to the moment where, and in IVF procedures, because they're so invasive, there's no secrets, are there?
Nah. And when my embryo was going in, my doctor was cranky at me because I did a different protocol, and he was like, Tanya, he's Irish or Scottish, Tanya, do you not trust me? And I was like, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I don't have much mental space left, and if this doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do. I work in comedy, bro. I got no jokes. I got no left in me. I've got to try everything. It's not personal. It's drag. Like, I'm trying to get this done.
Also, I don't know how professional that is, although do you know what I mean? I don't think this is the point when you're having an embryo transfer at which the doctor should make it about them.
I have a lot to say about it and how misdiagnosed situations get and how things get forgotten and how much you have to advocate for yourself. To be honest, being on the other side of fertility is so nice because I don't have to go into a room and fight for myself like I have had to do. And it's wearing and exhausting, going in and being like, please help me, believe me, and telling your story 15 times and, people taking money from you and saying they're going to help you and, it's vulnerable. You're like, hey, I just need help. And people are like, yeah, sure, if you pay me $600 and then I'll put you on this thing and it might work and it might not.
And then because you've done this for a long time, pretty well since you got together with Tom or not long after you got together with Tom?
Yeah, so 2017, 2018. You're in a studio with Angus O'Loughlin and we used to do radio together and we were trying then, and Angus and I have not done radio together since 2019. And he would know, and he's probably listening to this, but he would know I used to come in and be like, it's not working.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a long ass time. Angus has had 2 babies since then, by the way. You know what I mean? When you think about it in that terms is really interesting too.
And then how were you navigating when you are in a relationship with someone and you decide that you are committed enough to each other that you want to have children? And then it seems that it's a possibility, which I think before you have a child, a lot of women think, I'm not going to be able to have a child. And I think men probably think the same thing, only they're right. They can contribute. But, the women are the pig in the bacon and eggs, we're committed. The chicken is participating. What?
That is the funniest thing ever.
That's one of my mother's.
It's really stupid. I love it so much. The chicken is just participating.
But the pig is committed.
Yeah, the pig is in there. Yeah. So Tom's heaps younger than me. He's only 32 and I'm 39.
Right.
So he's young. So we were like, oh, he won't have any problems. And, we were told for a really long time, you're really young and healthy relatively. It should be fine. So
yeah, because that's 32 is young to start.
Yes. Yes, and he was 27, 26, 20. He was 7 years younger than 32, whatever that is. I don't do math. So we were just told constantly, just keep trying, just keep trying, just keep trying. And then eventually they did I begged for an internal. I was like, there's something wrong. This is insane. He's like, you're stressed. And at that time I did a reality show and that really messed with my head. And I was going backwards and forwards between jobs in Melbourne and Sydney and overseas. And we missed a few cycles.
What was the reality show? What was the reality show?
I'm a celeb.
Oh, right. Celeb. Okay. The UK one?
No, I did the Australian one.
The Australian one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, that was rough. I found that show so hard. I don't know. People love it, but I hated it. I still think about it and hate it.
Oh, that's interesting. Why did you hate it?
Because you can't shut the door. And,
yeah, right.
And I'm so painfully, annoyingly creative that I hated not being able to create anything. I just wanted to draw in the dirt or write something and I wasn't allowed to. It's just to have a chat with somebody else. And I'm like, but I don't want to do that. I want to create something.
And one of the things about the job that we do is that you can't just see a pebble. You have to look for the diamond in people.
Yes.
But some people are just rocks. and
I learned that.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
and
that's a long time to spend with rocks.
yeah, and I took my podcasting equipment in there and like that was kind of fun. So I got to interview people as a part of, that was my luxury item, by the way, to tell you like what a work addict who takes podcasting equipment in. Like, what's wrong with me? But I at least I was sort of doing something that felt proactive because reality people like Charlotte Crosby, she's amazing, but she's really good at just existing and making content by existing. Whereas I'm a little bit more curated. Like I want to make something like a book or a show or a social video and it's sort of more orchestrated whereas she just exists and it's funny and brilliant. And I just didn't have that capacity. And I would look and there was maths guys and Love Island guys and they were really good at it. And I just felt like, I don't know how to just exist. I'm more curated than existing. I'm not very interesting unless I'm curated maybe.
Well, Tracy's got to make an outing is what you're saying. Is because you have, people that live inside you.
Yes.
Not just the baby.
I know. It's so weird to think there's like a whole spine in me right now. Like how weird. But Tracy actually came out of being so sick of myself that I created this character who's a 60-year-old hairdresser in Bathurst who has not trained since she went to TAFE in the 80s. And I just really wanted to do someone who just wasn't going through fertility challenges. And she's in development for television. So, sometimes darkness brings out rainbows. And I always thought that I probably wouldn't have children just based on what I'd been through. And I thought this is going to be the last round, this one. If it didn't work, I was just going to, I would just have to be satisfied with my life. I was going to find satisfaction. But Tracy coming out of the darkness has actually been one of the best things for me because
she's amazing.
Disappear into this woman
because also she's even in the our conversation so far that you are beset by doubt, as a lot of creative people are, and she has none.
So confident. I love her. Like, and she doesn't have fertility struggles. She's not overly complex, which I love. I'm like ADHD deep as a well, very existential. Like I think about thinking all the time and Tracy's just sort of like, oh, this is what's in front of me. I'll just deal with it. Whereas I go, oh, what's the meaning of life? You know what I mean? Like Tracy's no nuance.
When you say, so this was going to be your last crack at trying in an assisted way to have a baby.
Yeah.
Had you allowed yourself to go down the path of if it didn't work, how your life would look?
And Tom and I both went down that path and we kind of had gone so far down it, which is probably why it's hard to cry. But we were like, well, let's go to Mexico and let's do a Kate and live in Italy for a year. And you know what I mean? We sort of had decided to find other things that would, enrich our life and our experience.
But you had...
We knew that there would always be like a certain level of grief.
Right.
I just wanted to know. I wanted to know what it was like to be a parent. I have this thing with, and this is the thought of existentialism, is that like, what is the human experience? I want to have the whole thing. I've got a tattoo, not because I wanted one. I want to know how it felt. How does it feel to have a baby? How does it feel to be a parent? Like I want to have the whole gamut of the human experience.
At what point did you say to Tom, this might not be a possibility if you are to stay with me? That you're so cognizant of the fact that there's another person that may be denied something because of the vagaries of the human body.
He was always like, don't worry about it. We'll have a great life anyway. It was actually him coming the other way because I was like struggling and annoyed and frustrated, and he was like, he was over it too because it's draining on a level that, and he was just like, you know what, it's not worth it. Your mental health isn't worth it. Your body isn't worth it. I gained a lot of weight and I was very uncomfortable, very unhealthy, and I was so sad. And he was like, Tanya, don't worry. If we can't have it, we can't have it. So like, let's grieve and we'll move on. Let's go to the zoo and have a couple of wines. You know, like he's very mature for his age, but he also has 3 sisters. So I think he really understands women.
Mm. And what's the formation of your family? I know you've got your sister.
Yes, I'm the eldest. So, which makes no sense because I'm the most immature person alive. And my younger sister behaves like the older sister.
Right.
You know, she's got that sort of more mature vibe. You know, she works in the RAF, like the Royal Australian Air Force. And, you know, the other day I made a video about perfume where I wasn't wearing a bra. You know what I mean? Like with creative and really logistical brains sort of happened that way. And then I've got a little brother, and his wife is due to have a baby, I think tomorrow. So we'll have cousins really close, 4 months.
Which was part of your fantasy.
It was. And I think we'll only do one, / I don't only think I can't have another one. I don't want to do this again. I cannot do this again. One, and I'll be really stoked. And hopefully the baby will be good friends and close with their cousins so they can have like, you know, close relationships, because I won't do this to myself again.
Which aspect of it?
Oh, first of all, the first trimester is for no one. Like, why are we painting pregnancy like it's, you know, I don't know, like people on the beach in overalls being gorgeous.
Oh, yes.
With flowers
decorating a nursery with a roller and delightfully,
overalls.
artfully splattered with paint.
Yeah. I'm like, I barely moved for 12 weeks and just survived off twisties. And second trimester, I've definitely gotten better, but I've been on Zoloft the whole time. I feel bad about whinging about being pregnant because it took me so long to get pregnant, so I don't want to be seen as being a dick about it, because I am very grateful and very thankful. But it is not as nice as an experience as I thought it would be. I genuinely thought it would be nice.
A lot of people have a really terrible time when they're pregnant, and yet there are 7 billion people in the world. So you do know that the payoff has to be quite spectacular.
Exactly.
And did you have bad morning sickness?
Yes. Yup. And I was hosting Pete Hellier at the Sydney Writers Festival, and it was a
right,
morning session. And I didn't want to tell Pete because I didn't want to stress him out or like make him feel like I wasn't capable of hosting him. But I threw up before the session, after the session, like the whole, before we got there, in the car, you know. And it's just wild how amazing women are, really, is what it does to your brain. Not only to survive like the endurance of infertility, but then to go through the experience of successful pregnancy and be like, whoa, this is like, I feel like my brain is like, what is happening? Because you kind of get to a point with IVF, you get stuck in the rounds, you get stuck in the eggs, you get stuck in the embryo quality, you get stuck in the, is it going to sticky? Is it going to stay? And then all of a sudden you're kicked out of the IVF clinic. They're like, see ya, go to an OB. You go to your OB, and then you're sort of on another path very rapidly after years and years of being stuck in sort of neutral. And all of a sudden you're in third gear and you don't know what to do. But I'm kind of enjoying not knowing what to do because I'm a bit of a control freak, and I kind of love that. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen when this kid comes out of me. How am I going to change? That's kind of, it's scary, but I'm also like ready for the change.
Have you projected yourself into the future space of being a parent with Tom and worked out what sort of parent you're going to be? Like, what is your... I think there's always like a hallmark movie moment that is on your mental vision board or whatever.
Oh, Christmas.
What is yours?
Christmas.
Right.
So this year would be our 8th Christmas without a baby, and Christmas has always been a really tough time of year because I love it so much. And, you know, it's a marker of time, and it's like, damn it, you know, we didn't have the baby this year. Nothing happens. Like, it's passing time and I'm aging, and that's not a good thing in the clinics, you know, and I'm actually due on Christmas Day, which feels like such a gift. I know, right?
That's a movie.
Mm-hmm. So then I think about like fun Christmas names, but then I'm like, no, you can't call your kid Noel, or can you? I don't know.
Well, Noel was a proper name.
Noel is cool, but like Holly, Is mistletoe too far? Probably.
Elf.
Elf. Santa. I don't know. Santa's kind of fierce. But so Christmas is something like we're like people who went to New York for Christmas because we just love Christmas. I decorate I have 4 Christmas trees. One is pink. I've got a Christmas book. I love Christmas. It's my thing. And I've been buying Christmas presents for this baby for so long. So it's going to be nice to actually get them out. I bought them a Christmas sack, like maybe
A stocking?
2016. And I've just hung onto it and put stuff in there for years.
Oh, really? Like a glory box for a baby?
Yeah.
And what's in there?
Oh, there's like blankets and like random toys and just, like a puppy surprise. It's more just things I like. It's like a vintage Polly Pocket in there. I wasn't sure what I was going to have, so I just got a bunch of stuff. But it's more sometimes when the transfer works and then you have a chemical for that 3 days, your brain gets tricked into believing you're going to be a parent. So a lot of it's been purchased during those times But, the amount of gifts that we've gotten from family members that bought them 8 years ago is like the coolest thing because you get these gifts even though they're kind of delayed.
And now people are bringing them out?
Yeah. And people held on to them like, wow, they had so much faith and hope. Like I think that if there's one thing that like you can take almost anything from me, anything, but like you'll never be able to take my hope or creativity. And they're the 2 things that have like helped me survive. Hope. And I don't know how I managed to go through this because I look back on it now and I feel very sad for myself. Like, you poor bitch, what you've been through, like hope is loud.
You must have had a time during the process in which you felt that hope was lost, or did you never?
Yeah. There's a video of it. I lost my mind. Yeah. I actually filmed a documentary on it. It was called Sticky.
Oh,
I filmed 3 rounds of IVF.
Was this the doco that didn't end up getting shown? Was that one?
Yeah, no one bought it. And I understand why no one bought it now because, that was filmed in 2020 and it didn't work till 2025. So that would have been a long investment for a potential 0.
Oh, was the idea to follow you?
Yeah. Because I wanted to show the reality of IVF and like the funniness, because sometimes that's funny. Like, once they did, they did the thingies up the bum. What are they called? The suppositories for painkiller.
Oh, right, yeah.
They did a scan for the eggs internally, right? They took blood out of me and then they go, now we also need to do a COVID test. I was like, what orifice will you not go in today? And the answer is all of them. You know what I mean? I said, why can't Tom do the bloody COVID test? His anus has not been taken a freaking painkiller. Like, come on. And it's like, it's always better for the woman to do it. But yeah, like rough town, McGee. But I understand why no one picked it up. But the footage was quite cool because Amy Schumer did a documentary about her experience being pregnant. I think she had HG. She had really bad morning sickness and she was touring comedy. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool to see the process of fertility? But also I was working, you know what I mean? Like I was like hosting the actors for the digital section and I was making sponsored content. At the time I was doing a lot of panel shows and it was like interesting to have these 2 sort of diametrically opposed things running together. And I was like, that would make a great doco, but everyone said no to it. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, that's rough. But also that's the industry.
Because that was in response to when you've lost hope.
Yeah, I want to find some meaning. And maybe if I could turn my pain into purpose, it would be somehow worth it. And I think as a content creator and a radio announcer and a writer, to have all this sadness and no lesson or nothing I could gain out of it just felt so worthless and pointless. Girl, I threw a vase this day because I was like, they said I called up and said no embryos, nothing. And I was like, I just gained like 20 kilos. Nothing is like this is wildly unfair. because you normally go to the doctor and the doctor goes, you got a broken leg, here's what you do about it. You go, hey, I got broken fertility. And they go, we don't know, but we are going to use you as a human test dummy for the next 12 to 15 months. And we can't promise anything. And it's like, it's not their fault, but you're like, it makes you incensed with, like, you're furious about, like, why can't anyone help me or promise me? And you're just looking around going, will someone tell me if this is going to work? And the answer is no one can. So that's why the hope is so necessary to get through. But yeah, I had rough times where I was like, that's why I'd have to take like 8 months off just to survive.
And what was the infertility was attributed to your endo?
Yeah.
Which, when were you diagnosed with that?
Like 2022.
Oh, that late?
Yes, that's why it's really annoying. Yes.
Oh, what?
Girl, it was on the scan. So when they did the internal that I begged for, in the internal they were like, girl, you've got really bad endo. How do your periods must be awful. And I was like, this is just the radiographer or whatever. You know, she's doing the internal scan. I'm not sure if they're a job position, sorry. And I was like, I have endo? And she's like, yeah, it's on your bowel. It's everywhere. I was like, She's like, yeah, this is like stage 4. She's like, I'm not allowed to diagnose though, but you can it's bad.
How many stages are there, by the way?
5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so mine's 4, which means it's just on another part of your body. So I've got it in my uterus and bowel.
Right.
But you can have it on your lungs, you can have it in your kidney, you can have it. Some people get it in their brain, their heart, like it's crazy because they don't quite know what it is.
Right, so it's this excess tissue.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's inflammatory as well.
Right. So, Tanya, so 2022, you have been exploring the obstacles to your fertility for 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah. But
has no medical professional at any time during that?
Oh, for 2 years, yeah. So after I did the jungle, after I did I'm a Celeb, there was a lot of like, oh, you've got, you keep traveling and you're missing cycles, but you're young and you're healthy. You know what I mean? That's where that conversation came from.
Right.
The first 2 years we were doing without medical assistance, and then the second, so I was just doing any method I saw on TikTok, to be honest with you.
But you've still seen a doctor. You've seen a doctor, and has nobody said at this point, this is a good starting place for women who are experiencing fertility issues, is let's have a look at what's going on. Didn't happen.
No, and it makes you incensed. This is what I'm saying about advocation. Like, I wish I had known that endo was even going to do this to me. Like, I thought my pain was super normal. Also, like, I don't know, I'm kind of like, the endo is annoying, but I can survive it. What I couldn't survive was not being a parent. And I'm not real good at taking no as an answer, like in general, if I want something.
Yes, but the no could have been a maybe or even a yes earlier.
Oh, yes. Yeah, why didn't they find it when I was a teenager and I had to take 2 days off from school most of my, year 10, 11, 12? Why didn't, when we first go to the GP, they look at that? But it was, you got to lose weight. It was every excuse instead of like, let's do an internal. And that's when I begged for the internal. That's when it really all shifted, and then I had a surgery and then straight to IVF. And then I went on a menopause drug, a synthetic menopause drug that which was really messed up. I took that for like 6 months. And it basically stops your menstrual flow. So it stops your eggs from getting amongst the endometriosis and the inflammation. But as a result, you go into synthetic menopause. I'm not looking forward to menopause after like 6 months of it. I was like, wow. Like you get the hot flushes, you get really emotional, your boobs go up and down, all of the symptoms of menopause, but you're trying to achieve the opposite.
So through all of this, you're being funny. You're being funny.
I don't know if I'm actually achieving that, but I'm attempting to.
Like, it's amazing. And I say this as someone whose son had leukemia, and I did my job, which was also being funny, for 4 years. And people would always go, I don't know how you did it. But now I'm saying to you.
So true.
But I understand, because in my case.
Yeah,
Well, in my case, it was sometimes I was doing breakfast radio with Hughesy.
Yeah, that's right. It was brekkie.
Yeah, it was brekkie. And very often I couldn't make it to the studio. I'd have to be at the hospital or home with our other 3 children for various reasons when things were really terrible. But when I did make it there, it would sometimes be the only time in my day, in my week, in my month that was not about cancer.
Yeah. Oh.
And did you find that blessed release?
Oh, for sure. Because, like one thing I loved about doing full-time radio, and I've not done full-time radio in a long time now, but God, I loved it back in the day when it was
there's only 8 people in the country now
that I was listening to
full-time radio.
Yeah, I know. But like back in the day, because it really, like, no matter what was going on in my life, I could always go on air and it would just disappear. Everything else would disappear. And I was like, if it's the antidote to anxiety, really, because you're so present, because you have to be. You have to be right there in the moment, listening, responding, reacting live. And 100% content creation and, doing film, television, book tours, whatever, podcasting. It became my safe space and fun space, because it was like nothing else.
You've also had there are parallels in our experience insofar as that goes, but you also had it going on within your body. And the flattening that can happen with hormonal surges and treatments and whatever is like numbing.
I know, but Kate, like I freelance, so I can choose whether or not I do and don't work, which is not all the time, because sometimes you need money to live and rent.
This concept.
Yes, but like I think when you work in a team, like how you were with Hughesy, it's so hard to not come into work, because you do feel like, oh no, I'm like the team and the this and you hold it differently to when you're a freelancer doing it solo. But I mean, yeah, I had to cancel a lot. I don't like to cancel a lot, or at all, because I still have that. And I don't know if you have this still. I'd be interested to know, because I do see a lot of myself in you. Imposter syndrome. Like, I'm so scared to say no to an opportunity, because what if it never comes up again? So that's why.
Well, that's the freelancer. That's a freelancer thing, and I think showbiz generally, as well. If you're not a nepo baby and you haven't been born with this clear pathway to, the yellow brick road that leads to Oz, then I think you always have a thing that I need to accept this opportunity, because this opportunity may not come again. And it's true that certain opportunities only come once.
Oh, yeah. I had this amazing opportunity the other day and lost my mind over it. It was an animation. Can you deal? Doing an animation is like my freaking dream. And it was a villain. It was a cartoon villain. And I was like, oh my God. And I auditioned. I did the whole thing and I got it. And I've auditioned a lot and gotten nothing. Like, I'm not even kidding. I probably auditioned for 120 things back in the day and got literally nothing. I am actually incredibly talented at not getting auditions. Unbelievably skilled.
Is that a role?
Honestly, I should write about it. But I got this job and I was so sick. I was so morning sick. But I was like, I'm going to take everything possible and I'm going to pretend. And once I got behind the microphone, I was, going through it. But I was like, come on. This is like – and it was the best day. It was the best day of my career, and I got to push it away for like a bit and get there. But like, it's so different. This pain – like, not pain, but like this, the difficulty of pregnancy is nothing compared to the difficulty of infertility. Like, I prefer this than that.
Well, because also one is finite and one is infinite.
Oh, yeah, real infinite. And that's the hardest part of it.
And when you imagined your life, I know that you said you and Tom was always like, we're going to have a great life. What was it that was so important about having a child to you?
I feel like a part of me just wouldn't have felt whole. And I hate saying that because I know some people can't have children. They don't want to have children, but I'm speaking on my personal experience.
And can I just say as well, there's a real tendency for us not want to hurt other people with what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think you need to set that aside because not everyone can have everything. It's really hard. It's terrible. We all have friends who have not held in their arms the little one that they wanted to hold.
Yeah. Isn't that Bluey episode where the aunt can't stay because she can't have children? God, that episode was so meaningful to me because I felt like I've not been the best aunt.
When did you see it? Where were you at when you saw it?
I think I was like around 6 of IVF and I was like, no, 5. And I was like, oh God, when will this? And I wasn't getting anything as my eggs kept breaking because the quality was so bad. And so then I don't know. I think I've always wanted to be a parent because I want to know how it feels. I want to know what life is like to be a parent. I want to see the world through a child's eyes.
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like I just need to see them. I need to meet them. What are they like? Do they like cricket? Do they like dancing?
I hope for your sake that they don't like cricket.
Girl, if sport on a Sunday, I can't. Anyway. But no, I'm just fascinated to know.
What were you like when you were young?
Oh my God, Kate, I was a little shit. I'm so afraid for myself. I was so naughty. I was so opinionated. When I was 3, I had my own radio show. You know what I mean? Like I was those little, there was like a Fisher and Paykel thing and you'd press record and play at the same time and record your own voice and it had a little microphone attached to it. It was like white plastic with the Fisher and Paykel sort of.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
I used to get right on the
had
microphone.
that?
Yes, and I used to say words that rhymed with duck, just for entertainment for my parents and they were like, go away. And I was a real little teenage nightmare, very opinionated, very creatively stuck. Radio saved my life because I could finally be creative in my own terms, really. Because being an actor, you wait for opportunities. Radio, you sort of just do them.
Yes.
And social
there's an immediacy. There's an immediacy that really suits you.
Yes. And same with social. Social really opened up the world for me in terms of creating because I find creating insatiable. Like I just want to make and create. Like I wrote 5 books this year. It's August. And I've been pregnant and done a round of IVF and had an endo surgery. I just am very addicted to stories. I love to tell stories, write stories, connect with people. And I want this baby to grow up in the I don't know, magical way that I did. I had such a great childhood and my pop was so present. I want them to be like a part of my parents' life and my brothers and sisters and,
How was Tom's family? What's his family situation?
So he's the youngest of 4 and all girls and they have all had children like long time. Like their oldest is old.
So you got babysitters?
Yeah, but they live in bloody Toowoomba.
Oh.
I live not in Toowoomba in Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll come down. They're all really pretty, Tom's sisters. They're all very attractive, but they all have long dark hair and so do I, which makes me slightly confused about Tom's issues with family.
Right.
Like I have long dark hair and all these sisters have long dark hair. I'm like, bro, what's this about?
There's not that many choices.
No, you're right.
I mean, really, it's not that strange.
That's true. And Ted Bundy loved a girl with long straight hair. So
does he call you sis?
Twice he has. Sometimes I call him mum though because he does so much for me and he's a chef, right? So his love language is food. So he's like making food all the time. I'm like, thanks, mum. I'm like, Jesus, nope, that's not okay.
Is your plan when the baby comes, what's your work plan?
Tom's going to be a stay-at-home dad. So we've structured it so he will not work for 12 months and I'll probably work within 3 months of giving birth. But I'll do a C-section, not saying that that's easier. I think it's actually going to be harder. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I've got to have to see a midwife because I'm like, what happens after it's out? Like, do you chat to it for a little bit? It's obviously very yet.
Are you having a C-section?
Yeah.
Well, I know about that because I've had 4 of them.
Oh, yeah. So I don't have the option because of my endometriosis.
Yeah. So they give the baby to the alleged father.
Alleged, yes.
As I call Peter Lewis. And then they kind of clean you up.
And stitch you up.
Yeah. Very important to stitch you up.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's quite sort of quick, maybe an hour, but I had one that was a bit wonky and that was maybe 2.5 hours until I saw Peter and the baby.
Oh, so they kind of go away with the baby.
Yeah, yes, because they're not in the operating room while you're getting all that done. And then you see the baby, Tanya Hennessy. I mean, you see the baby straight away when you have the baby. They put the baby on your chest.
Yeah.
So you have that moment. Or they dangle the baby over the screen.
Oh, yes, I love a dangle. Yeah,
the dangle is great.
Yeah.
And then Tom will probably be up because I said I didn't want Peter seeing my innards. I don't know how you are about that, but I'm like, it's already – I never wanted him down that business end, which once was the party end.
Party end. Iconic.
And then he'll be there like stroking your head with your hairnet on.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully one of the kind people in the operating theatre will be filming it for you. Also, once again, omitting the parts in which you're cut open like a whale.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see any of those.
No, I can't.
And then they hand you the baby and then the baby is on your chest and then you're like, oh, my goodness, this is who you were all the time. Yeah. How did I not know it was you? You make perfect sense.
Don't. Okay,
that's going to be you.
Yeah, it's so bizarre because you see them as an embryo on a screen, and they're, they're like a pinprick, right? Like it's nothing. You can't even see it. And then all of a sudden it's got a heartbeat, but it's just a jelly bean. And then it looks like a lizard for a couple of months. And then it sort of looks like a person.
What size are you at now? They was a cantaloupe or?
No, it's a Cadbury Easter bunny. I've gone with the chocolate because I've got an app where you can pick things.
Hang on.
Like, do fruit? I was like, nah, I'll do the chocolate.
Cadbury Easter, yeah, but what's the bunny. The bunny.
The
elegant rabbit.
No, not the elegant one, the bogan one. Just not the elegant one. That's red tulip. Yeah. Sort of the one down from that, like the middle size one.
Okay. And you know what you're having?
I do.
And are you keeping that under wraps?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with fear. I'm like, what if I say it out loud and then they don't come? I don't know. There's
it's like that strange thing about not buying baby clothes.
Yes. I've not bought anything myself yet. Like I have in the past, but not currently. We do have a pram at home that we were sent, which was like the wildest thing. I was like, who sends a pram? This is
who did send a pram? A company.
A company.
Oh, like, lovely.
Yeah, lovely. I'll take a pram. What else have you got? I'll have a yacht. You guys have a Suzuki? What can I take? Like it's scary still. I'm scared most days. I still.
Okay, Tanya Hennessy, let me say this to you.
Yes, ma'am.
When you become a parent, you also become the carrier of a parcel of fear.
Oh, great.
You just do, because there are certain things in the world that when it's involving you feel that you have some autonomy over or that you can handle it or whatever. But when you have a baby, you're putting your little ship out to sea in the stormiest of waters, whatever. You don't know what that little boat is going to encounter.
I know. I see it with my friends all the time and like kids get bullied and kids say stuff.
Whatever. But
how do you not go down to the school and bash them? Like,
well, I have done a bit of this.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of eye work.
But part of it as well is you have to have the faith that you had that has led you to here.
Yes, 100%.
And most people in the world are deserving of that faith.
Yes.
And if there's a gift that you can give your unborn child, it is to give them that faith and instill them with that faith in the world.
Yeah, someone told me something really interesting, long story, but I randomly played a drug dealer on Bump, the Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Pregnant, by the way.
Uh-huh.
like rolling around playing this drug dealer with tats on my face. Like, it was actually really iconic. But I said to Claudia Carvin, I was like, do you have any advice for me? Because you have kids. And she goes, everything is temporary. And I was like, that is excellent.
Including the tattoos on your face.
Yeah, well, one has lasted. Did need some serious exfoliation. But yes, she said everything's temporary, so like it will end. So once you become great at being a toddler mom, goodbye, then they're at school. And then and it's temporary. And I was like, so true.
When do you think you'll allow yourself the luxury of leaning into it and believing that it's going to happen?
When they cut it out and dangle.
Mm.
Oh, I just hope they're okay. I'm just like, are you okay in there? Am I eating the right food? But also, I mean, people.
Oh, Tanya.
I did tell you.
Oh.
Can I tell you, I saw a fertility specialist way back in the day, and I said, she goes, now, do you smoke? I said, no. She goes, great. That's really bad for you. Do you do any recreational drugs? Meth? What do you, any of that? I said, no.
Meth as a recreational drug.
Meth? And I said, no. And she goes, well, to be honest, meth isn't the worst. You're better to have meth than cigarettes.
Oh.
I was like, imagine me just casually, what? Like.
So it's back to the other thing that I think is it's a massive industry frightening women when they're pregnant.
Oh, yes.
About everything, about what you can eat and what you blah, blah. And
and there's too much information out there.
Well, there is. And it's a list that they're like always adding to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But once again, I go 7 billion people in the world and there's a lot of soft cheeses that have been eaten.
Right. Yeah, see, because I've had such a crazy road, I refuse to eat anything bad. I'm like, I will not eat the soft cheese. I won't eat runny eggs. I won't eat ham. In saying that, the day this kid comes out of me, I am going to be hit hard with some Botox, retinol, and every kind of alcohol. Like,
and a drive-through Macca's meal.
Oh, God, I love McDonald's so much. I've never loved it more.
I guarantee no matter where you have the baby, there'll be a McDonald's nearby. It's the rule of hospitals.
I hope so. Actually, that is true. You know what's been really nice though, Kate? Like where I go to the pharmacy, I used to go get all my fertility meds, right?
Oh, yes,
and then I went to get all my endometriosis surgery, all my painkillers. And then I went to go get my Zoloft so they know that I'm pregnant before anybody else. And the women in the pharmacy are just so beautiful. And they all got together and they're like, we know, oh my God. And, all the nurses that saw me for my endo surgery and both of them. And, it's so lovely how much love I've been shown and how much support I've been shown. And I feel so grateful for people giving a shit about this story. To be honest, when I shared it, I thought it was going to be 20 minutes later I was going to have a baby. I thought I'd have a 5-year-old by now. The whole story just kind of, I really didn't see it lasting this long. And so,
but you know why? Because you have invited people in and it resonates with, it's a universal desire. Without the desire to have children, that's the end of us.
True.
And it's particularly unusual for someone who has a profile to share so openly their pain. And it's also because you hold a place of affection in people's hearts because of your comedic work.
Maybe. People are just so lovely and I'm constantly shocked at how many people care. Like, even just like we go for walks and people stop us on walks. I guess the thing is sometimes I'm very confused as to how many people know who I am, Kate, because I just like make social media content by myself. You do radio by yourself sort of thing. You know, it's very like, you know, and then all of a sudden people know who you are and you're like, oh, okay, whoops, sorry. I forget.
And why are you surprised that people are so loving towards you?
Oh, I just didn't think people would kind of care. Like, I thought people were like, thumbs up, move on. You know, it's so lovely that people hold space for you in a world where time is a commodity. Caring is you know what I mean? Caring is hard for when, you know, we've got no time and space for anyone or anything other than ourselves often, you know, because life is hard and stressful. And so the fact that someone could remember my name and remember that I went through a struggle, then can remember that I got it to work is kind of amazing in this day and age. It really is.
But also because life is hard and stressful, that's why you need a baby.
So true.
It's like looking into a fire.
Do you miss your babies? Like, do you miss your kids as babies?
I'm not very nostalgic, and I don't know if that is because one of my children nearly died.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's because of
100%.
that I'm not particularly.
Yeah.
But I was outside a primary school the other day and I went, oh, do I miss that? Aspects of it I do, I think, but also I'm really glad I don't have to do school pickup.
Oh, my God.
But I don't want to put you off. School's great. It's not at all like you're going back to school.
Girl, I'm so bad at math and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm going to do. In saying that, I think I'm going to go really narcissistic for Book Week because I've written kids' books. There's no way my kid is not going as Pink Santa. I am going to use my child as a little bit of marketing there. Got Pink Easter coming out. Guess what,
well,
kiddo?
You know,
Pink Easter.
The child is an extension of you and an extension of Tom. So the child is going to be interesting.
Tom's such a lovely man. God, I hope they're more Tom than me. Well,
how was he, by the way, when you told him? And when did you tell him? Was he with you?
Well, I bled on Easter. And so I was like, that was 4 days or 5 days after the transfer. So I was like, it's chemical. It's not worked again. And then we called the IVF clinic, went in for bloods, HCG levels rising. And they were like, no, it's actually very positive. Your HCG is almost twins. It's really high. So the blood is nothing. Don't worry about it. And so I think people do expect this moment where you tell them, but it's more like a clock. It's just slowly ticking. And same with my mum and my siblings and stuff like that. There's no moment because they were there. They were there when I bled. And so I was like, okay, so it's positive, but we're not sure. And no one goes, woohoo, because it's 7 days. So it is definitely different to a traditional pregnancy. And when I see people do these big announcement videos, I'm like, oh, I'm so kind of jealous in a way, but I would never take back my experience because what I have is so great. But it's definitely different to that reveal or like when he comes home with a pregnancy test, it's positive. Like I'm more tested. So once I found out, I probably went through like 70 pregnancy tests because I would test 3 or 4 times a day. And if the line got lighter, I'd have So I'm just like, please stay with me. And they come to me sometimes in like acupuncture and stuff like that. I don't have to do that much anymore. And I still do it for stress relief. But I'm asking, what is your name? What is your name? Did you know your kids' names? Did they present them to you? Or
I think by number 3 we were having trouble.
Yeah.
And because they came quite rapidly.
Yeah.
It was the same thing, I think. And because I had my babies quite late and, you know, you hear so much about declining fertility or whatever, we just weren't prepared that when you open the damn wall, what can be waiting behind there. So by number 3 we had trouble, but Lewis was self-evident.
Yes, fierce.
Sunday Lewis we knew because Sunday would have been Lewis's name if Lewis was a girl. Then we had Artie Honore Lewis, who's number 3, and then Yarny after my dad, Langbroek.
Yes. Yes.
Are you doing family names or?
Well, see, I quite like, I was saying this to your fair. I quite like Hennessy, which is my last name as a first
Which is a
name.
beautiful name.
Girl, is it not narcisso? Like, I feel like I'm so up myself.
Why?
I feel like people be like, there's a
Yeah, but
name.
you know what? People schmeeple.
So true.
Like, really? Although it wouldn't be Hennessy.
No, but that would be kind of fierce.
Well, you know.
Very Lewis.
Yeah, very Lewis. I love it. So good you named her, him, they
I know,
twice.
I keep saying they. It's just,
yes.
And people must be like, is it a non-binary baby? It's not. It's just an easier way for me to communicate it because I want to say the gender so bad, but I don't want to muck myself up.
No, don't, and I won't make you.
Mm-hmm.
What have you learnt about yourself, do you think, that's surprised you?
I've always thought I was resilient, and now I know I'm resilient. I think that I've been in parenting boot camp since I decided that we decided we wanted to have kids, which was 7 years ago. So I feel like if there's one thing I've learned, it's patience, which I've always struggled with as somebody who does content and creation with immediacy. So patience is something I really struggle with, which is why I have not done film or television because it's very long and it's very annoying. But I've learned patience. I've also learned better boundaries. I tell you, the second I got pregnant, I feel like my boundaries and people pleasing shifted hard.
How?
Well, I was like, I no longer can just like listen to people say things that aren't true and just nod along because it's easier. I was like, no, I got to stand up for myself because I want my kid to stand up for themselves and not just keep bowing over to people and people pleasing and just agreeing to be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other thing I learned is that even before you become a parent, you need a community. Like it takes a village to raise a mother. It takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a village to raise a mother. And I feel like I've grown up a lot. Sometimes I didn't want to grow up, but I did. I wish I didn't have to go through this experience. I wish most people didn't have to go through this.
Yes. It's a very lonely agony.
Mm-hmm. It's also really annoying just having to go to the IVF clinic like 6 days a week. Yeah.
And, you know, the faith that you were talking about before, at the very least, you would think that you can have faith in your body and you don't have that.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible thing.
And just nothing is promised, you know, nothing is promised. You grow up. First time I had sex, Kate, I made my boyfriend at the time wear 2 condoms because I was like, I will not be a teen mother. Girl, that didn't matter. I would not have been a teen mother. I could have slept around a lot. But, you know, you don't know that. But the narrative we're sold is don't have sex because you'll get pregnant. And so you go, I will have children. I will have children. So then it's very shocking to find out that you potentially won't because you think it's going to be your choice.
But guess what?
I know.
Say it.
I will be having a baby.
Yeah.
On Christmas. It'll be a rough bloody Christmas. I hope it comes before so I can have hands.
Oh, my God, you're all twisted up like a pretzel and yet you're as loose as a goose.
Girl,
you are exactly as you should be.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. This is it. Welcome to not knowing anything.
I mean, I've never known anything, so now I feel very, very comfortable.
Hey, what will you whisper to the baby when you meet the baby?
I have a song.
What's the song?
Do you know Smile by Michael Jackson? Smile
Sing it to
though
me.
your heart is breaking.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Smile even though it's breaking.
Oh.
There is a tear. When there's a tear that be ever so near, that's a time you must keep on trying. Smile. Yeah. Beautiful. I love that song.
Oh, that's a beautiful song. You've made me cry, and
I'm
you're
like unable
you're
to.
desiccated like a piece of coconut. Ain't nothing coming out of you, girl.
I feel bad for you. I would say I've waited my whole life to meet you. Because I really have waited my whole life to meet them. And I'm actually like counting the weeks, because people count, like, oh, I'm 22 weeks. I go, I'm 19 weeks till I can meet them. I do the other way. Because I've already waited so long. This is my 8th year. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, hurry up. I want to meet you. I want to take you to Disney World.
Tanya Hennessy, you will be in motherhood as you are in life.
Maniac.
A maniac full of joy.
I might be a bit stressed. Next time you see me, I might look older and grayer.
I don't think so. I think having kids keeps you young until it kills you.
Oh, great. Positive parenting.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know about that, to be honest. I'm a fan of discipline.
Oh, me too. I'm also going to make my kids watch Care Bears. Well, kid. Like, I'm going to make them watch 80s stuff. Like, you will be watching The Land Before Time.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, they've got new shows.
Not if you cut off the Wi-Fi.
So true. I'm like, oh, so weird. The Wi-Fi's down. All you can watch is Mum's TikToks.
Yeah. Oh, I wish you every joy.
Thank you so much. I'm hoping that my tears come, if I'm honest with you, because it feels like I'm a bit blocked, and it hurts. It hurts to not be able to cry.
They'll come.
Sometimes I put my eyes up to the air conditioning just to try and make myself cry. It doesn't work.
What about when you're watching emotional things?
No, I can't cry in therapy. I can't cry anywhere.
Really?
Even when I found out the gender, I couldn't cry. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm very connected to my feelings, so I don't know what it's self-protection on another level.
Yes. Yeah, good.
But at least I'm telling you that. At least I'm telling you that it's like I'm aware that it's happening. I'm not just some stoic asshole.
You are a bit stoic though.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I love the stoics.
Do you? I'm not normally stoic. It's just
respect them.
It's this point.
But you look at what you've done for 8 years, you're a stoic.
Do you reckon that you are as well, in a way?
Yes, I definitely am. The Dutch,
You're so grounded. You're way more grounded than I have ever been.
It's my heavy wooden shoes. In a strange, what's that expression? Synergy. Mm-hmm. You met Bree, the producer of No Filter, on a Disney cruise earlier this year.
Yeah.
And she had taken her niece and nephew.
Oh, my God, they're so cute. The nephew. The reason that we spoke to each other because the nephew was being sousy and he was like, guess who I saw? A Balooey. And I was like, oh, my God, this kid is cool. Like a sassy kid.
Yeah.
Is this boy yours? And she was like, no, it's my nephew. And I was like, this kid, I love their energy. I love kids like that, who just walk up to a stranger and tell them some random fact.
But at that point, so that was January, you're on a Disney cruise, which is
full of kids.
Kids.
Yeah. And 5 days earlier, I just had an endo surgery. So I was in a bit of pain and on endone. But the thing is, everywhere is full of children. And it's hard because you're like, I wish I could have this and I want this. And you see all the parents at the pool and they're looking up at them and they're getting them ice cream. And somewhere like a Disney cruise, it's like these kids are having the best time. It's not just a fun time. It's like the ultimate life. And you go, that's why I want to give my kid this so bad. So an experience like that it made me like, I'm going to take these bloody intralipids and I'm going to time everything perfectly to make sure that this one stuck as much as I could. Did you have a sense that yes, that this one
did you?
For sure, yes. Because I'd done everything right. I took off all this time. I lost 53 kilos. And that was an inflammatory thing on top of the endo.
What a response. Was that a response to the drugs or?
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a person, 53
Yes.
kilos.
Yeah. Yeah.
You lost a person and gained a person.
Oh my God, I did too. But so I timed the endometriosis surgery and I was like, bugger it, I will be going on a Disney cruise. And then I timed, we embryo banked at the end of last year, so it would be a frozen transfer, which is better for endometriosis. So I did a lot of research and then I did the Bondi or the protocol on top of it. So it was like, I just was like, this will work. And I changed my mindset, and I'm not saying that works for everybody.
Yeah.
My mind, right, I had to go, how's it going to look when I put them to bed? How's it going to look when they're, when I'm holding them? How am I going to swaddle them? How am I going to breast or bottle feed? And when I really started to imagine it, that's what I think changed for me.
How is it going to look when you put them to bed?
I wanted to have them next to me. Have you seen those cribs that sort of like lay next and you can put them up and down? And I just was like, I'm going to put them to bed and I'll sing to them. And, it's an audience of one and they have to enjoy it.
They can't run away.
You will enjoy the High School Musical 2 soundtrack sung by me. And, that was really – and just watching them go to sleep and their little face and just imagining that really crystallized in my mind. And then I was doing a lot of kinesiology where you ask the baby to come to you. The lady said when I did kinesiology this last time, which was 2 weeks before the transfer, she's like, you don't need any help because you've done it, all the work. And I was like, I know. And they put the best embryo in there. And I was like, you will last. And I didn't have any deodorant, like didn't drink. Yeah, literally went without deodorant, rank, but I didn't want to have any scent. And I changed to natural deodorant. I didn't drink any cold water, nothing. Like
I'm just looking at you.
I was like, is she dead?
No, I'm just looking at you. I'm just looking at you. It makes me really happy. When you finally cry, what's going to happen?
I'll be like Noah's Ark. I just won't stop crying. Like I think I'll like open the floodgates and it won't end.
Are you more of a sad crier or a happy crier?
I will cry at anything. And that's why this is so frustrating. And I hate it. I hate that I can't I feel like I can't get any release. And also it drives people insane because people like want me to cry and I can't. And my friends and stuff, they cry all the time. My two best friends, every time they see me, they cry. Like my two best mates, they both have children, and every time they see my belly, they cry because they've been through it with me. My brother cried. He's 32. He's not a crier. My brother found out. Like it was a long, process. But when he thought, when I was at the 12-week mark, he cried at breakfast. My sister-in-law cries all the time. And they're like, why can't you cry? I'm like, I know. It's annoying.
You're saving yourself.
Yes.
Well, my dad, it was 4 years since he died yesterday, and my mum has not cried. And she's also puzzled by the fact that she hasn't cried. And I'm talking about we cried so much at his funeral that the chapel ran out of tissues. So we were all crying. The boys got up and spoke and everyone was just bereft. And he was old. He was 89. And they obviously think old people don't get loved as much as, you'd expect to cry at like a young person's funeral. But we were just awash with tears, and my mother,
nothing,
dry as a dingo.
Yeah, and still not.
And she doesn't know why.
Yes, I thought maybe there's only so many tears you get in life, and I've already used up all my tears on pregnancy.
Oh, you're an idiot. You wait, you're going to be crying like a little bitch.
I fucking hope so. Like I need to have this relief.
You know what's going to make you cry? Tom with the baby.
Girl, even Tom, he holds the dog and I'm like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. But seeing Tom with the baby.
Yeah.
You're going to cry like someone left the cake out in the rain.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, one more question actually. Because you've been on this uncharted track, there have been other people that have been on it with you that you would have gotten to know. How do you feel? How was it telling them that you've finally had success when maybe they haven't?
In my experience, every person I had been through the journey with of infertility with, and they'd been doing IVF simultaneously to me, I was basically the last one.
Oh, really?
Except for one friend. And I told her, and I didn't dread it because I was like, I've just got to tell you and just be really honest and straightforward. Yeah, literally every other person that was on the journey with me, one has a 5-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, so I was, I'd only had one friend left, and they started later as well. So that's interesting. Most people have, had 2 or 3 babies in the time that I've tried to have one, which these timestamps are cooked.
Well, time just passes, but like you said earlier, if you measure it with a child, you're like, oh, that's what 5 years looks like.
Yeah, and I'm like, all I've done in 5 years is sort of just go to and from Donut King, Marrickville Metro.
You've done quite a lot.
All right, a little bit more than that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, get me out of here, otherwise I'll just talk to Kate till the end of time.